So every year at the beginning of January, I build myself a new house in Bloxburg. And every year, I say it's going to be my forever home. And then 2 days later, I build a new house. But this one today, seriously, is going to be my ultimate house. And the theme is gonna be Bloxburg. Basically, I'm gonna put on screen now some pictures of what I mean. Just classic suburban Bloxburg is what I'm going for here. I plan to put so much effort, time, and money into this build. It's actually gonna be a two-parter. So part one today is the entire interior, front garden and back garden. And the eager eye among of you may notice this very rough outline behind me. So we'll name this plot For the First Time in Forever. All right, y'all, I have not gone insane making like some mismatch house. You are gonna understand what I'm going for here if I just click and put the walls in. As you can see, half of the house is actually only gonna be 1 story high. I thought immediately I wanna be getting some texture in here. Speaking of textures, let's go ahead and color this blue. Oh wait, actually, first we should texture it planks. And I was unsure whether to use these ones or to actually use the panels. And honestly, I'm still a bit unsure, guys. What are we thinking, panels or planks? I really do like that. I mean, do you know what? Let's just do a mixture of both. What better to kick off the new year? Actually, that's kind of sad because if you're feeling blue, doesn't that mean you're feeling sad? And something I'm really excited about is this back area here. I was thinking we could have a breakfast table in there. So in fact, before we go adding no silly roofs in it, let's actually do the floor plan. So I put this here because I knew I wanted this to be our entryway. So I'm thinking as soon as you walk in, a little study.
Now, do you know what? We're going to put the staircase here. And it's, of course, going to be a traditional one.
And as said earlier, this is going to be our kitchen. And I actually wanted like a little porchway out the back. Kind of like a greenhouse, but not really a greenhouse. And then to make it a greenhouse, we're going to use these really cheap windows. Because, not going to lie, oh my gosh. I was about to call myself a millionaire. I'm not even a millionaire at this point. I've broke through the $1 million, guys. Then if we were to have the back doors there, it's just like a little extra room. I'm keeping that, actually. I really like it. Just as you walk into the left, this is going to be the lounge room. And I'm actually going to be making this 2 stories high. I wanted at least 1 room in the house that was 2 stories high. And you know what I've just realized? We don't really have a dining room, do we?
12 seconds later.
But eventually I figured it out, guys. Basically, what I've done is I've made this is going to be the dining room, a little bit more open. Then we're going to have a corridor here into the laundry room. And then this is going to be a downstairs bedroom with bathroom and closet. Because remember upstairs, we have cut off like a big amount with this room. So I needed to add a little extra bedroom downstairs, you know what I mean? Next up, I'm placing a floor in because my brain cannot function without a floor in. Now, I've also got to remember where I want my windows to go. So I know that I need a split here. That is all I need to remember. So as we walk up, I guess we could immediately have a bedroom here. Then I think we'll have the corridor literally just like that. But here is what I'm thinking. So I think it will just be easier to pop on screen what is going on upstairs. And obviously I talked you through downstairs, but we haven't even added the roofs on yet. I need to slow down. Also, I've just realized we haven't got a garage. And I literally, when I was building this in my mind, I was like, we need a garage, guys. First things first is going to be the roofs. Now, I know for a fact of life, I want a long roof going along here. And I want it to be quite tall. Oh, it's already perfect. I want that exact same roof up here. Then I'm actually going to do something a little bit weird. I'm going to do the next roof built halfway into this one. And then just going along this one here. Whoa, that's a big daddy. This one's actually going to be a small roof. Then I want one going along like this. Now, here's where chaos might start to ensue. And honestly, that looks exactly how I wanted it to. But eventually, this is what I got for the exterior. Now, again, I'm going to need to wave my magic wand. And even with the color, it's still looking a little bit gothic. Maybe if we shine some light on it. Okay, this is looking a little bit better. But next of all, I've gone into structural and I'm going to be using wooden planks. And it's time for building hack with recess. And you're watching me do it. There's really nothing else to it. Basically, you're just going to outline your roofs in these structural planks, stretching them as far down as you can, even if it means going into the roof itself. And this is basically just a way to color the front of the roofs without coloring the whole roof. Do you know what I mean? And if you're curious, I'm just going to be making mine smooth white because, of course, we're aiming to get rid of this gothic. Now, sadly, just by adding them, you may not be able to get rid of your problem. You may have to resort to using actual beams. I'm not going to be putting them everywhere because I'm lazy. I'm just going to be using these from now on.
12 seconds later.
Okay, fine. I'll add them in just because I'm realizing how bad it actually looks without them. And as I was round the back of the build, I noticed this disaster. Now, unless you're flying off of one of the flipping zip lines down from the mountain, you know those gliders up there? That's pretty good zooming in, actually. Then you're not going to be able to see this, so I just covered a roof in to hide that. But obviously, we've still got a few gaps here, so I'm thinking the mansard roofs is the only one that's going to work here. Now, hopefully it doesn't go mental, chicken oriental. That was wishful thinking, I knew it would. And honestly, that does not look bad from the back, does it? So the final thing that I'm going to be doing is adding in pillars. Normally, I don't do this because I've said it so many times. I hate how they stick in. Like, if you use these ones, they stick in so much. But if you use the... what are these called? The thin ones? They don't really stick in, really. And as I said, guys, I do actually care about the back. So don't worry, I'll be doing some on here. This is not one of those builds where I can just dump the back and not show you guys and like pretend it's all amazing. Not that I ever do that. No, definitely not. So in fact, I might even grab the beams. And this is showing how much I care about this house. I'm even outlining it in flipping beams.
And actually, considering this is on the back, I'm actually gonna resize it, because did you know?
If you resize these, oh, it's not really worked actually. Basically, when you copy and paste them, they actually resize, but it's not worked very well.
You are dumb, unattractive, overweight.
And if you are curious, guys, this is what it looks like from all angles now. I've missed loads. Am I flipping blind? There we go. This is what it was meant to look like from all angles. Not perfect, but pretty much perfect. So now it's time for windows, and I always have a dilemma, don't I? I can never decide what ones I want, but today I know exactly what ones I want, the traditional. So I'm gonna get these out ready, but I'm not actually gonna be placing them just yet because I need to be making a fake one. And somebody said I should attempt to make a fake traditional window. Normally I just do that and call that a window. Hate to break it to myself, but it's not, is it? So we're gonna be making it the same, like, sort of dimensions of this window. And basically all it really is just it goes in a little bit, doesn't it? We'll have the window go up about this high. We obviously don't want it too tall. The goal is not to make it the next BFG, is it? We'll have them in there like that. Oh yes, that's absolutely splendid, darling. And then on top, okay, no, we won't get to the top yet. Next up, there's sort of an outline, isn't there? And then finally on the top, it goes out like that. So that is the outskirt of my custom window done. Let's make sure it's painted nice and brightly in white. I forget that these are actually fake, aren't they? So in the middle, I'm just going to be popping this square like this. And I just recommend making them like a dark color because then it just looks like the lights are off in that room. It's pretty sneaky, actually. Since we're basing it off the traditional, I'm obviously going to make it in that similar sort of style.
5 minutes later.
And oh my gosh, guys, I'm thrilled with that. I mean, it's probably going to be about 10 times the price of my other window, but we only need a couple of these ones. Oh, we get this one for free, though. I forgot. You get the template for free, and it doesn't really matter how much it sticks in. Damn. It really going to be too big? You really going to be too big?
Overweight.
No, do you know what? I'm building it in like that. And you know what? Let's even throw one down here. No one will notice. And what are we thinking, guys? Oh, wait. I forgot we haven't done them all yet. Getting a little bit carried away, am I? So next up, let's paint all of these white. And if you can look, guys, I'm actually basing this off a very specific inspiration picture. As you can see, they're pretty similar. So the one down here needs a 3-window system. Although I actually don't like using the big window. I far prefer using a few thin ones together and like just changing the design a bit. And the same here, we can just have like 2 cute little ones. So I actually love this design I came up with so much. I'm going to use that on this big great room that we're going to do in here. Up above this one, we'll just have a small window. And then maybe here we can have it.
And if you hadn't guessed by now, this is definitely a traditional style house. So we'll go and pop the traditional front door in here.
And I'm actually going to make it brown. I am not just doing this because the inspiration picture said it, okay? I actually got a really good comment the other day. Somebody said you should make your front doors wood. And I'm just guessing they meant brown wood because most wood is brown. Now, I have also just fathomed, well, we can color this wood as well. I've just fathomed like this over here. It's technically meant to be a little greenhouse, isn't it? So I guess we should just give it the greenhouse roof. I have a feeling it's going to look very, very strange. So as for the rest of the windows, I just placed them around. I try to make it make as much sense as possible. And I must say, I'm actually reasonably happy with how this looks. I get very worried when doing windows, thinking like they're not going to look very nice. But today, I actually think I've managed to smash it out of the park. Like, do you know what I mean? This looks so cute from pretty much all angles. Now, Another thing that we cannot forget to add is solar panels.
But can you imagine if I added them? Those are the biggest scam in Bloxburg. They hardly even bring your bills down. They are literally $20,000.
So instead, we're just going to be having quite a short little chimney spout, to be fair. I'm going to also be using grand hedges, and I'm going to include the conservatory in this. And then rather than putting it with the tall, simple fence like I'd normally do on a manor house, I'm going to be mixing it with a more homey style fence like this. I have actually sort of tricked you a little bit here. No, not in a callous, calculated, nasty way. But basically, I've just forgotten something is how I should be putting it in simple terms. I forgot the porchway roof. And there we go. I was afraid that was going to ruin the house, but it actually hasn't. And then as for the porchway pillars, I feel like these ones are the only ones that look good. Do you all know what I mean?
You know what I mean?
And yeah, that doesn't look weird, right? I'm really paranoid it looks bad. But don't matter now. And also, I've just realized we forgot a garage again. But do you know what? Let's just have like quite a big... That is actually good that I remember this right now. We can just add maybe about here-ish. Just like a little extra... like sort of curve of ground, and this walkway can also be the driveway. Now I have so many cars in my inventory right now, but honestly I think I'm just gonna have a sports car, and I was gonna put striped grass, but that's sort of ruined my plans. So looks like it's just going to have to be some dark earthy green. Then I'm going to outline this with some nice fences, because I just wanted to outline a place for the shrubbery. And I guess that means we could technically have a swimming pool in here. I mean, it's going to be more of a pond because I'm going to use the shallow. And also, why am I filming in the pitch black? You cannot see right now because I don't have a face cam on, but I'm literally in the pitch black right now. I need to put a light on. And oh yes, those comforters that I was going to add, the relaxed sun chair. Oh, this actually feels a bit like a speed build house. I've been saying that a lot lately. Now it's time for my hedges. Yes, I'm saying hedges because I'm not actually going to be popping bushes today. Oh, wait, this is literally called a compact bush. But you know what I mean? I'm not just going to be adding loads and loads of rose bushes out the front. I'm going to be adding a few, but I'm mixing them in with other things. And did they take away the Christmas bushes? I forgot to stock up on them. I only have 69 of them. And do you know what look even more amazing? Just tucked up in this corner here, a little patio table. And since this whole video is dedicated to the exterior, might as well spend a little bit more time just adding these. Since this whole video is dedicated to the exterior, I might as well make it good. Now, in the back, I don't know why I left this like a plain house, but I guess I just was eager to come back to the front. So we do actually need to add a fence, and technically this is a driveway, but also technically not, because you can't really fit a big like fence in here. If I just make this one long fence, then technically I could pop this in here. Oh, it actually looks quite good like that, doesn't it? Now, I like that, just like sneakily in there. That's way better than what I normally do. Now we have a few options here. We could just do some like grass, like adding a field of flowers, but I actually am going to add the organic swinging tree.
12 seconds later.
But definitely going to need to add some flowers into the mixture.
She was a fairy.
And there we have it. That looks amazing. I mean, if I adopt any ABC for mum kids, then they better not be running on that grass, because that is absolutely stunning. Now, I kind of want to add shutters on these windows, but it's a little bit difficult. Like, normally, I'd use them, but that ain't working today. Or, alternatively, I would use shutters. But as you can see, that's just, like, not really working out for me. Does that look weird? No, that looks messed up, doesn't it? If I'm just adding them on just the middle one. Why does that not look messed up? I think I'm going to keep it like that, guys. So that's pretty much the front garden done. So all we've got left in this video is the back garden. And can you see now why I needed two parts? Because the inside is going to be decorated so nicely, but also it's actually really massive. So, oh my gosh. That is what we can add. A tennis court. Also a barbecue area. So over here is going to be the barbecue / seating area. Pretty reasonably sized. Right? And then what can we pop in here? Oh my gosh, no, this is how to kick the video out with a bang, even though we've got loads more things to do. Do you know those sunken seating areas that they have? I think they have one on Love Island, which is an English show. And then what you do is basically, is the clue is in the name. It's a sofa that is built into the floor. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited about this. Okay, so we'll pop these in like that, nice and neat. This is obviously the sides to it. And I'm most certainly going to be making it that plank color. No, I'm absolutely thrilled with that. Now, as for the seats, I wasn't really sure what to add, but we could go into bevel and we could add some of these. And these can be like the cushions, just to make it that extra bit more real. Oh, That is probably one of the best things I've ever actually built, if I'm being honest with you, which I don't know if it's happy or sad. I think you're actually meant to have a staircase to get in, but too late for that, sorry. They need to add like a tennis line. Do you know what I mean? And they also need to add tennis rackets. I feel like we have tennis rackets in our backpacks, but we don't actually have them in the game. Oh, this has gone terribly. This has actually really gone quite bad now. Do you know what? Why not just nab this basic shape we were using in the seat? There we go. It's just added a little bit of customness, hasn't it? Now, I need to be very careful before placing any more tiles in this kitchen area because as I'm about to show you, you literally cannot place counters or anything on them. So we're going to be using the rustic counters. We're going to have them right up against the wall like this, and then we're going to be having almost a bar, although it's sort of more of an island to be honest. And as for the appliance, it's going to be dark navy blue. Now for some reason I thought you could fit fridges in here, so it looks like we're just gonna have the fridges above board. Oh wait, no, they go in here. I knew I wasn't going crazy. So now that our little island's in, I was thinking we could have a dining table here, but I guess it actually suits a little bit more this way. Now, surrounding the back garden, I'm actually going to be adding some more wooden fences, but I'm sure you guys can guess what I'm going to do here. This is going to be for the trees. So we're going to be using a mixture of birch trees, pine trees, and cherry blossoms. And with that, guys, my new dream 2025 house exterior is built. Okay, chickens. Now, before I go and fully look around, I just want to say how proud I am of this exterior. Like, yes, I used a real life inspiration picture, but I made this all up with my own brain, like in Bloxburg form. If you are wondering, then it cost $307,000. Now, if we open up the gates, this is what the front of the house looks like. Not only do we have a swimming pool, a little mini driveway, we also have the whole massive house. And if we go into a bird's eye view, look at it. I love rectangular shaped houses. And then we also have an absolutely immaculate garden. So let's go look around at every little aspect. Obviously, we have the swing tree. This is pretty simple. It's just a tree that you swing on. Over here is a little more interesting. It is the swimming pool, although I guess we have to technically brand it as a pond because it is so shallow. So how you get around is you can obviously either go through the actual house itself, but for now, you have to go like this. And this takes us into the cute garden. So it is actually 8 AM right now, so it's a bit shadowy in here, but we do have a tennis pitch. Now, is it just me? I swear we have tennis rackets in here. Tennis. Oh. We also have a little seating area over here and then our little sofa, right? You can get on my hand now. I love the sofa and I like how you can just easily get into it. And then finally, we have 1, 2, 3 sitting areas out here with a lovely kitchen as well and a little dining. So there we have it, guys. I hope you liked this house. Let me know if you want part 2. Thanks for watching and I'll see you all in the next one.